Hey traders, Raghee here, and this morning we did a live stream of the futures room and our day trades as well as futures analysis. And you can see here the notes from the live stream here today. And so I'm going to walk you through some of the trades that we focused on with an emphasis on the fact that because we had such a narrow clearing range, opening range, the range from 9:30 to 10, that I opted to go with the SPY calls. And I think this is where a lot of futures traders would benefit from, of course, the flexibility of micros and minis. But I think even beyond that, when I have a narrow range and I'm uncertain of how much the range might suddenly and when the range might suddenly expand, how do I cover myself when I have a clear long level from which I can focus on being long, but I know that I might have a little bit more volatility before it moves higher? This is exactly what we covered live in the live stream today. And so what I'll do is I'll buy the SPY. You can even buy the SPX. A lot of people said, hey, Rog, can we do the SPX instead of the SPY? Absolutely. Can we do the triples? Absolutely. The triple leverage? No problem. Again, it's just a day trade. The trigger level, the zone from which I'm going to buy, is going to be from the validity of a long, equally as applicable to the underlying futures, minis, micros, as it is to long calls in the SPY, SPX. And if you take this one step further, individual sectors and individual stocks, and that's when you can become a very fluent day trader. But I do believe to be a fluent options trader, if you can first become a fluent and fluid index option, whether that be ETF or futures day trader, it's only going to lend itself better to your being able to find real-time intraday relative outperformance. And so same thing on the NASDAQ today. We went with the triple Qs, and we did the same thing with the DIA. So NQ sets up the triple Qs, and YM sets up the DIA. So same idea. How can we get long, knowing that the range was quite narrow, knowing that the market might have kind of what I like to phrase it as is an elastic zone of support, like a bed. It's got way too much give before it moves higher, right? And it took some time, but if you position yourself at the low with that more elastic flexibility of the DIA call, you're able to sit through a lot more. Now, I did not sit through a lot. Today was a winning day. I know many traders reported back and said, Rog, we kept half of our position size like you teach us after the first target is reached and scaled out. So some of you did even better than me. And I got to tell you, as a trader, but as a teaching trader, nothing makes me more happy than when I made some money and when our students made sometimes even more money than I did. That's like a proud parent, right? You want the people that you teach to exceed even what you do. And that's when I get a real thrill out of the effort of being a teacher, a mentor. All right, so what's the takeaway here? Focusing on the first 2 hours a day and opening up to the possibility of using options in lieu of the underlying futures when the range is very narrow, the risk and the stop loss, therefore, it's uncertain, but we're pretty darn sure that we want to be long because our indicators are telling us that the market is bottomed out. This is how we do it. Hope that helps. Try that out. Even my futures traders out there, try that out. Don't be rigid to the asset class. Be disciplined to the setup. Be flexible about the way you execute it.
Without simpler trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me